Welcome back to the channel. My name is Angelo Christmas, and this is me documenting my journey to $20,000 per month as a high ticket closer. So, in the previous video, I spoke about how I was in a bit of a losing streak on my closing journey, which threw off my state of mind quite a bit, and it was starting to affect my performance on calls as well. But in today's video, obviously this is a recap for the previous week. I've obviously overcame that losing streak and I'm back in action now and I'm ready to attack May and for me to make May my biggest month so far. So I'm going to surpass my biggest month so far, which was $5,000 in high ticket sales. And for May, the minimum I'm going to hit will be $10,000. So just putting that out there, and I'm excited to know that I'm ready to actually dominate this month. It's my birthday month as well, so I'm going to treat myself by working extremely hard to making sure I actually hit my goal of getting to my mini goal of getting to $10,000 per month minimum. So that's where we're at the moment. And a big part of how I managed to overcome or get out of that losing streak was obviously help from my mentor, Daniel Smith. He's been a huge help, especially when it comes to the mindset and the state of mind. But it just came down to realizing that whether I close a deal or not doesn't always reflect my level of skill or my execution as a closer, because a lot of the people I speak to are not qualified. They don't even have the funds to do it, yet they do want to do it. Some people fail finance and they don't actually get approved to do it. So just my close rates alone or how many deals I close isn't always an accurate representation of my skill or how my performance is in reality, you know. And just realizing that and understanding that helped me a lot when it comes to remembering that I need to be more detached from the outcome of each call and not get caught up on the day to day, not get caught up on the micro of my journey, because it's easy to go a couple of days without closing and just be stuck in those few days. But when I zoom out and see the bigger picture, which is like, okay, I still have a whole month ahead of me. I still have a whole, 6 months ahead of me. I still have a whole lifetime ahead of me. A few calls that didn't close is no big deal. But what is a big deal is me actually sticking to my process. So that's what's in my control. Whether they close or not is not always in my control, because there's external factors that can also you know disqualify them from actually having the funds to do so. So me realizing that was a big part of helped me be a bit more calm going into my next calls, going into the calls, knowing that okay, if they close, great. If they don't close, great. I'm not there to having a state of mind where you're there to just solely follow your process, which is from the start of the call to the end of the call, follow your process to the T and execute as best as you can. And if I do that on every single call, as a byproduct, I will close deals. For the people that can't do it, unlucky, but for the people that can do it, as long as I'm sticking to my process, I know that at the end of the month, I'm going to be more than okay. And just realizing that helped me to be detached from the outcome, not worry, okay, is this person going to close or not? I need to close the next deal. It allowed me to enter the next calls stress free, because I knew that, okay, I would like them to close, but I'm not going to let that affect my state of mind or affect how I'll take the next call or how my thoughts are, you know. So it just allowed me to stick to my process, and as a result of that, it's only like 5 days into the month. I only took around 10 calls or so far, and I closed two deals so far, which is amazing. Now, just today alone, I took like four calls and I closed one of them, and two of the ones that I didn't close also have good follow up. So I'm going to be speaking with them again tomorrow. So those should hopefully also get across the line, which will be nice. But either way, there's still pretty much the whole of May to go. So I'm really excited for what's to come for May. It's going to be a huge month for me. It's just up to me to keep my head on straight, not let the losses affect me when they do happen, not let the wins keep me up too high, just sort of stay neutral, stay detached from the outcomes, stay detached from the commissions, and just be there with the mindset that I'm there to help my prospects, and just perform as best as I can on the calls and not worry about whether they close or not. It's kind of weird because at the same time I'm doing this, to make money as well, but if I'm only worrying about that, it's gonna affect my performance and hinder me because subconsciously I'm like, because I'm so attached to the outcome, it's gonna prevent me from performing as best as I can. However, if I come from a place of I want to genuinely help these people and I need to just stick to my process in order to do that, it takes away the pressure of me worrying about commission, worrying about whether I'm gonna close the sale or not, worrying about how much I make every single day or how much away I am from my goal. And the beauty of this is that if I just focus on the actual process, as a byproduct, I'm gonna hit my goals because I have a fucking amazing process, and it's just up to me to execute perfectly for each prospect, even the ones that are difficult prospects that don't want to answer my questions and give me a hard time. I can't let those prospects get the better of me and take control of the call. I need to be the lead on the call, no matter which prospects I speak to, and just stick to my process. And on the other side of me doing that consistently for every single call is me actually achieving my financial goals with closing. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, ever since I started getting into ever since I got into sales last year. But I've came a long way from where I was when I started. I've grown so much as a person. My mentality is completely different now. My whole mindset, not just on sales, but just in life in general, has completely changed. And a big part of that is just being in sales because it teaches you so much about life. You know, it's it reminds you that you have to work for something you want. You know, there's no, you can't leave it up to other people, right? It's up to me, right? If I don't perform, I literally don't get paid. I only get paid on commission. So if I'm not performing, I'm not getting paid. I won't be able to pay my bills. And some people might not be able to fathom, being in that sort of reality. If you're not in sales, it might be hard for you to grasp that kind of reality, because it's such a fast paced environment. There's so many variables that can affect whether you close deals or not. But I guess the type of person I am that's extremely competitive, wants to be successful, I thrive in that kind of environment. It like makes me feel like I'm actually, you know, I'm in the right place. I'm living up to my potential because aside from the money, aside from the financial growth that I'm making, there's tremendous amount of personal growth that I'm facing. It's helping me become the man that I want to be deep down inside, and I'm working so hard towards being. And I'm not just talking in closing or sales in general. I'm talking about my future goals, even beyond closing, even beyond hitting $20,000 per month, because that's the only goal I've spoken about so far on this channel, but that's just getting started. I have so much more in store for the world, for the impact I'm gonna make on the world, and sales and closing is just a stepping stone for me to leave that impact on the world. So if you're watching this video now, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel because the amount of growth that you're gonna witness from me and the amount of impact I'm gonna make on the world is gonna be phenomenal. And I'm so excited to be able to share that with anyone that's watching this because a big part of why I'm doing this is to inspire people, and help others see that they can also do it. They can also achieve their goals because one thing you always need to remember, it doesn't matter where you start out in life or what happens to you. Don't ever let that define you. There's two people in this world. You can either be the person that gives reasons for why they not want to be in their life, why they're not where they want to be in their life. Like you're blaming all these external factors. You can either be that type of person, or you can be a fucking champion, a winner that no matter what life throws at them, They don't let life happen to them. They take control of the situation, and they do what's necessary to overcome that situation and conquer and achieve their goals. So that's the power of realizing that you are in control of the outcomes you get in your life. So the sooner you stop blaming external factors, the sooner you stop giving reasons for why you're not where you want to be. It may even be valid reasons. You may have started behind your peers, or you may not have a job right now, you may not have went to school or went to college. You may see other successful people that have done all those things, but don't let that hold you back. you know there's someone that is in your same situation, that has been in your same situation, probably had it worse than you, had less money than you, had no one to help them, had absolutely nothing, but still achieved far greater goals than you can even dream of for yourself. So the sooner you realize that there's two ways you can live your life, and the sooner you start living the life where you stop making reasons, you stop giving reasons for why you want to be, and you start living on the side of life where you take control of that situation, you take full accountability, self accountability of where you are in your life right now. That's when you're actually going to have the power and ownership to actually change the situation. So that alone has helped me tremendously whenever I've faced hard times or trying to achieve anything in my life. You need to realize that where you are right now is your fault. And right now, in this moment, you aren't where you want to be because you don't deserve to be there. And it's the same for me. I'm not making $20,000 per month yet because I don't deserve to be making $20,000 per month yet. I'm not yet the man that's worthy enough to do that. But I'm working towards that every day. I'm becoming the man that can actually do that. Right? And you can do the exact same thing watching this. Not just in sales, but it could be anything. It could be getting a six pack. It could be finding the girl of your dreams. It could be traveling somewhere that you've always wanted to do. In this moment right now, if it is one of those goals that I could have mentioned there or something similar, it may seem impossible. You may doubt your ability to achieve that. But don't ever let those doubts, those fears, those hesitations, those limiting beliefs you put on yourself hold you back from going out there and living the life you want, because no one's coming to save you. Let that sink in. It's only up to you to do. You only have one life, so live it to your fullest. So hope that helps someone. Anyways, thank you again for tuning in, and I appreciate you sticking around, making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, please drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I hope you have an amazing day. And also, if you want to keep up to date on my journey a bit more, if you want to keep a closer tab on my journey, I should say, feel free to follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, connect with me. I'll leave the links down below in the description. So have an amazing week, and I know you will achieve all your goals if you take the mental frames and perspectives I shared with you in this video. That's just the first step, right? The second step is actually taking action towards that, which is also in your control. So best of luck, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.